Top left-hand side, it's a best-of-5 qualifying match. In the red, our Protoss player is MaxPax. Here in the TSL 8 European Server Qualifier. Bottom right, our blue Terran player is Maru. Of course, surprised to see Maru playing the European server. We've been talking about this all day. But here he is. It's 6 a.m. for him right now. It is late. He's going to send an SCV across the map in such a way that looks as though he'll be looking to engineer and bait block early in this TvP game number 1. If you're watching this on YouTube, because let's face it, it's got Maru in, it's probably going to go on YouTube. Please do consider hitting the like button, hitting the subscribe button. If you enjoy, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you like or love about the channel. Let me know what you hate. Why not? Any comment is interaction, and then it gets more people to view the video, and that's always good. So help us out, help us keep the YouTube alive, as this SCV is going to scout up into the natural expansion and is going to find a probe already there, as the engineering bay will go down. And he will start to put a little bit of HP on that, of course. So health bar going up on the engineering bay to start us off here. SCV gets chased out, obviously keeping it alive, and just going to pull the probes to deal with this. Obviously, MaxPax just played against an engineering bay block, but that game his gateway was across the map. This map it will not be. As, probe up here just runs into the Marine. Not sure if he just wasn't expecting it, got carried away dealing with the engineering bay, but that just means that he is going to lose out on a probe where you may not usually need to. That or he wanted to be up there because he wanted to see if the factory was down already or not. We'll have at least try and pick up some information on that. This is obviously going to be an expansion pretty quickly from Maru, and he will just get the factory going after all of this, kind of like a regular build would be, rather than an engineering bay block where a lot of the time you do go kind of factory, then expand. I see a few people asking about the ping. Korea to Europe is about 280, is what we've been told lately. So about 280, thereabouts. See, not the most fun to play on, as this Adept of MaxPax will begin to make its journey out down to the bottom right side of the map. Stargate is on the way as his initial tech choice. Maru played against Harstom. He lost to Harstom, ended up in this lower bracket because of it. And in that series, a lot of aggressive builds, a lot of kind of, big 2-base pushes and stuff that Harstom just had really good answers to, because he played a lot of, Phoenix into charge, Archons, etc. Just had a lot of units when it came to those attacks arriving. Maru also played one game where he played very passively, was just kind of letting it go to the later game. So really kind of let the game kind of go to the later stages, and he just got caught out of position. Harstom's army waltzed straight up through the middle of the map, and Maru's army was to the left, it was to the right, and then he had to fight into that Protoss army, and he made a good go of it, but that move alone was just too much to overcome. That was the first game Harstom won. Then Maru won one game where he did get aggressive, and he did just overrun Harstom as well. So, like I say, a lot of aggression, a lot of very feisty pushes, lots of very feisty attacks. We are going to start with the Oracle here from MaxPax, just one Stargate unit for now. We'll see if he touches back on that for a little bit later on, as he could go into Phoenix production. As we head down the bottom side. And we've got our Oracle ready to dive this natural mineral line, where a couple of SCVs going to go down, and mule drops. It's an SCV down, a mule down, another SCV, another few SCVs get chased away. And then this Oracle comes in and just going to be picking through some of these workers once more. So 3 SCVs being killed off, and the Oracle just about skating out of here, up the right side of the map now. Just going to see the Adept making its way around the left-hand side. So that Oracle just going to drag the Revelation onto this army. And we have gone back into a little bit of Phoenix production. Just the one. Actually, sorry, just the 2 right now. Just clicked the unit tab at the wrong time there when a unit finished up. Yeah, just a couple for the moment. We are supply blocked, so we then cancel the next one until we get out of that, maybe. Drops the Twilight Council in the process, so this would suggest that we're going to see Phoenix charge. There is the next Phoenix starting. So yeah, looks like we're going to get a little bit of Phoenix charge action as we'll use one lift here. Phoenix reveal themselves just to pick off this Marine. Oh no, he just fell through the glass. Oh no. That's not pretty. I mean, bad enough being killed by a Phoenix, but then you know, at least let me die in peace on the ground. Don't make me fall through the glass into outer space. That's kind of a little bit brutal. As we have got more Phoenix continue to come around. And making their way out down the bottom side. A few Marines coming through, wouldn't mind setting up. Just going to be seeing the medevac lifting up the siege tank. Arkle drops down a revelation to keep track of units a little bit there, as we'll have our combat shield of Maru setting up. And now all of these Marines making their way across to the upper left side of the map as well. So away they go. Charge is starting, just going to see the Phoenix coming through. There's a little revelation tagging up initially as one Widow line goes down. Army is pushing and, well, can you deal with this right now? The Liberator going to take a lot of the shots initially, but that gives you a good chance for these tanks just to get sieged and in position, right? And now this super battery is going to go down right away. This push of Maru really exploding onto the map, and this third base is in trouble. Obviously just hitting before charge is done. It's a beautiful timing that MaxPax is just completely weak to. Like I say, the Liberator getting picked off is nice, but then it's like, well, you actually just spend all that time fighting the Liberator. The tanks are fully sieged. They are firing now. And he's just still pressing the issue here, so he's not giving this up. When MaxPax fights this, he wants to go in with the Phoenix, lift up the tanks, and then have the Zealots have charge to charge onto everything else. The problem is that's going to be kind of difficult to do when you're A, losing production. Your gateways are going to be unpowered now. And these Marines, I'm pretty sure, are going to shut down the Phoenix pretty quickly. We're going to start bunkering up here. Even if we just bunker to, you know, stop these Zealots charging in from the other side, he doesn't really get them going. There's the lift up on the tanks. We drop one down, we drop the other down. Yeah, we lift up once again, but the tank gets dropped once more. We're target firing down the Stalkers. The Marines are too much. GG for MaxPax. And Maru just powers through this first game and leads 1-0. As in the bottom right-hand corner, down a game already, is going to be the Red Protoss player MaxPax. Taking on the blue Terran to the top left-hand corner of the map. It is Maru from Team NV, 1-0 lead. It's best of 5, 2 maps to go, and you're qualified into TSL 8. So great to have the Team Liquid Star League back, of course, one more time this year already. It's, yeah, we were guaranteed Shopify TSL 7 and 8. I wonder if they'll announce something about maybe continuing a sponsorship or partnership into 2022. Maybe for 9 and 10. Does that mean me being a little bit too hopeful? Perhaps. Probe is coming across here from MaxPax. The barracks is not in the main, so it is going to be not proxied, but just outside the main. We saw Maru do this a bunch against Harstem. Harstem had 200 IQ. He didn't scout, so he couldn't be tricked by the proxy if he never knew it was coming anyway. Or never thought it was coming because he never scouted. But MaxPax will see a lack of a barracks in the main. Now, MaxPax had some time before he had to play some of his lower bracket matches, so I would imagine that he took some time to maybe look at the Maru Harstem series, look to see what Maru was doing today. It would only really make sense, right, in a world where, you know, you're saying, well, look, I've got one Terran to play against already that I'm probably fairly confident against. I'm definitely the favorite against. You know, it's not a guaranteed win, but I'll feel good. And then I'm going to play Maru. If I do win that, well, I'd be surprised if he hadn't been kind of aware of what's going on, and he scouts as though he knows what Maru was doing earlier, and just spots that Rax right away, so knows what's up. The pylon here is so you can bring the Zealot across the map if he wants to, and obviously there's not going to be a wall off, so then you can guarantee access to the main base of your opponent. That's obviously always nice to have. That's a nice option to be to have in your kind of side of things. CV being chased around by a Zealot. I do see the Reaper is about to hop up into the main. Well, Stalker's prone to boosting out, so until then you kind of just have to do the micro, right? And this one probe pulled back too late. And now the Stalker gets out. The Reaper is just going to disengage. Barracks is back in the main. There's a pylon here, and there's a Zealot running across the map. There's a Stalker running across the map. And you do not really have units right now. And now MaxPax is building a battery in your main base. And Maru maybe realizes, maybe I should deal with this. SCVs are going to start pulling in. He will target the batteries initially. Doesn't want to go after the pylon. It's going to get cancelled. The SCV pull is good. Here comes the Zealot showing up in a moment. The Reaper's back home to help with this. SCVs actually come forward to help against the Zealot as well, as we will get rid of 2 SCVs here. I definitely think Maru he had that first low HP SCV selected for sure, and he wanted to pull it back. I think that was actually maybe a ping loss for him. Definitely felt as though he was ready to pull that back away from the Zealot swipe, but just didn't get there. Alright, well, the units of MaxPax can't do much, as this pylon is going to end up going down. So that will be broken down here as the Twilight Council building from MaxPax in the main base. Going to be finishing up in a moment. That can, of course, mean he can start a Blink, and that's exactly what he will do. So Blink is on the way. Maru is just now getting his natural interlocation, and he's down about 6 workers. I think that's fine, although he still doesn't have an orbital. He's going to choose to go Cloak Banshees this game, so some Cloak Banshees coming up at the moment. Robot facility coming up, gateway getting going, just getting that cloak about halfway done. Siege tank is continuing out, as we do see the blinks just again about halfway through here. The Marine gonna go out to take the watchtower. Stalker whooping in on the high ground. Cloak coming up, Marines, Banshee. I mean, potential for another aggressive push as well, right? Because, you know, if you keep these Banshees alive, if you harass a bit and then you go into, you know, a Marine tank push after the Banshee harass is successful, you can absolutely have a scary time. And on a short map like this one, I wonder if that's something Maru's considering. He gets a second rack started, so it looks like he will look towards Stimpack and move the starport off the tech lab after Banshee number 2 here. Banshee 1 is going to hit. All of the Stalkers are across the map. There is just about energy for recall here. Do you recall? Do you have an Observer? Yes, the Observer's here. It's going to get one more probe. The Stalkers have Blink. They will get one shot off on the Banshee. It is then out of range. And now a second Banshee is coming around to see what it can do. 4 probes go down. Oh, the Stalkers are actually coming up here. They are trying to intercept these Banshees. They're going to try and hide in the top corner. One Cloaks goes top left. The other one goes back down toward the natural. No battery there, so if MaxPax is out of position, he would be in a bit of trouble. You will see it now as this Banshee's going to find actually the probes on the third base. Finds one, and now, like I say, he's going to get back in the natural where there's not an Observer, so even this Stalker warping in is not going to be able to do much at the moment. And Maru is going to have some... I mean, this was just really cool Banshee movement, right? And he's going to be able to get a couple more probes, and it's just chipping away at this MaxPax economy. It's been a long day. 41 SCVs to 40 probes. And all these probes just pulled to these Stalkers. I mean, the Banshee goes down, but these probes are misrallied. It's just turning into a nightmare. Maru is getting a worker lead, an economy lead. And it is problematic. Prison coming up, the few Stalkers setting up on the side. Just going to be seeing the +1 attack, the charge coming through. The additional Stalkers from MaxPax hanging out on the third base, and just seeing a Cyclone moving down this ramp. Going to get a lock on. Force a Blink back. Obviously, Maru is going to have all of his bio upgrades here soon, and he still has one Banshee back at home. I mean, this push is going to look terrifying, right? The only part I don't like about this push, I suppose, is I guess it depends where it comes from. If it comes down this right side, you just siege up here, that's going to be kind of scary. I guess if it goes kind of through the middle of the map, there's lots of open spaces for Zealots to charge in and surround this a bit. These Stalkers are straight up retreating, though, and that's not a good sign for MaxPax, because that means he's not going to get any damage done to this army as it moves to the other side. And that's obviously a little bit problematic, right? That is an issue. Because it means you're just not slowing down Maru at all, and Maru's just going to be able to get into a very good position as the Cyclone locks on. Stalker has to blink back. Here comes the rest of the Bioforce coming through. Cyclone doesn't quite go down. Bio Army still coming across. Well, Zell's going to start charging in. Big stim. Oh, Interference Matrix on the Immortal. The battery is just so far back. I mean, tanks are going to siege up. Your Robo's in trouble. This game is over, right? Maru just pulled MaxPax around like a puppet. And really just made him kind of run where he wanted him to. And the preparation now for this moment in the game is just absolutely nil. Natural expansion is going to die here, realistically, I think, is... Well, okay, MaxPax is obviously going to fight before it happens. But Maru is off to a 2-0 lead in quick, aggressive, convincing games. Looking masterful so far. On the left side, our red Protoss player here. Is MaxPax. Down 0-2. And in the top right, our blue Terran player Maru. Rax is out over here, so once again, just building that Rax outside of the base just to get this started. Yo, Ian M7, just as this game gets going, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. Very quickly read these out. Going out to Nice13, Enanak TV for the 7-month resub. Recognize for the 1 month. Asia Ganjus and Cliffhanging. Thank you so much. Ian M7 for the generosity of 5 gifted subs as this game kicks off. A bunker into the natural expansion, and this SCV doesn't seem to have the HP to get this up. I mean, there's no way it dodges to the other side again. SCV God! Now he has to run away from the probe, but then can he get back onto the bunker for long enough? Stalker's on the way. Stalker must prioritize getting the SCV, and it will. SCV goes down, and the Reaper will back off. Already took a hit or two. MaxPax is dropping that Twilight Council down, so... I mean, so far, really just a, couple of different builds. Just gonna see this Reaper dropping a grenade. Probe goes down. Couple of kills on this Reaper. Yeah, I mean, couple different openings from MaxPax. Not really finding much luck anywhere so far as the Widowmine burrows up. Stalker's gonna just die, I mean... Just gets a Stalker kill. Fantastic start again, right? Killed a couple probes, killed a Stalker. Now, don't tell me this Adept's gonna walk in here. No, MaxPax. I feel like MaxPax is almost tired at this point, you know? I know that's ridiculous, but it feels like MaxPax is just not... He's not playing 100% here, right? I know you've, lost 1 unit to Widowmine, but there can always be a second Widowmine. And it just feels like to walk in like that, you're not watching for it. That's not it. Blink is coming up as the Reaper comes in, picks off another probe. One Widowmine is going to unload, so he's just going to go and walk that into the natural while he flies the medevac into the main base. So Stalker's got a couple shots on the medevac already, hit points dropping low. As here's the Widowmine, the natural. MaxPax, he's not been paying attention at other points in time this game already. And he does pay attention here. Nicely done. Reposition on the Widowmine, gets a couple kills. 3 workers go down. There's still 1 Widowmine available in the medevac to the bottom side. So he never showed that Widowmine either. So that might be something he can do something with as MaxPax. Now has the Stalkers poised at the front. This medevac's going to dive for the main, and he is going to drop the mine. And MaxPax is just not ready. He just doesn't think there's another Widowmine. 4 more probes, and this is annoying because this medevac is going to lift it up, take it away, and it's going to get another chance to fire later as well. So again, a fantastic opening from Maru, getting damage done early. Stalkers blinking around, Observer coming through, +1 attack on the Engineering Bay. Just going to be seeing that Observer coming up around the right-hand side. It's just getting that going. Rubber Bay and the Forge coming up. +1 attack on the Engineering Bay. Observer sieges up, comes back down. Raven and Marines in this main base, ready to fight if necessary. Stimpack is building on up already, and again, just a pylon out to the front of the third. Just going to see this probe coming across and just going to drop down the Nexus. So just getting that started. You guys think Maru can just kill him with another big aggressive push? It just feels like it's the sort of start where you can absolutely just say as the Terran player, oh look, this was really good for me. Let's walk across the map and kill him. You know? Yeah. It kind of becomes a rough game to commentate, because I almost feel like now that I've convinced myself that MaxPax isn't quite in this. And now I'm almost like feeling like, oh, well, is this already done with this Marine Tank Raven push? I know that's kind of a, my job to kind of hype up a little bit, but right now it's feeling difficult because it just feels like every little thing goes wrong. 3 mines have died this game, 11 probes, 3 stalkers, an observer just got picked off, the adept that went down to that Widow mine. And here we go, push starts moving across the map, 47 to 22 army supply. There is 1 Colossus. The only way that Colossus has an impact, though, is if it doesn't get matrixed. Well, meet the Raven that has 2 interference matrices available. That's why these Stalkers might want to try and target this down as it goes across the map. But right now, Maru is on the move. Stim is done. Combat is a few moments away. His tank's actually going to siege a little early, as he did scan ahead. Yeah, there is a single sentry available here as well. So you've got 1 force field ready. I don't know why MaxPax is so far out. I understand he's trying to force sieges, but I feel like he's really playing a dangerous game. He's going to have a second Colossus in a moment. Tank's going to get siege. Maru can move back if needed. He's thinking about what he wants to do with the Raven. He's still not using it. The Colossus taking hits. I mean, that means already this battery's drained of energy at the front of the natural. These tanks are going to siege up. Here's the stim in. Here comes the Matrix 1, Matrix 2. Colossi are out of commission. And well, if you've got a Robo in the wall again. So, I mean, this has happened before in this series, right? The Robo's just in the wall, and so you're going to lose it. That means no more Colossus. And Maru just using the Matrixes there as a chance to get even better position now. As this gateway will fall. Bio army out to the right side, going to go after the third base. And here we go, we're going to try and break out right now. Well, the units on the top of the tanks to protect them doesn't matter. MaxPax just GG's. Maru absolutely just played a masterclass of a TvP. Masterclass. Brilliant early game. Brilliant follow-up push. Masterclass early mid-game TvP.